Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and welcome to round three of no session three of round one of Club Officers Training for 2020-21. Why is it session three? Because we've had session two sessions before. And why is it round one? Because inshallah, we'll have the next round in February of 2021. And I'm certainly looking forward to having it in person. But if that option is not there, then of course we have this online option as well. So thank you all for making it here. And I trust that all of you have seen the program for today. We will kick off proceedings with our activity on Club Success Plan. It will be a 30-minute session. And just to orient the participants who don't know about it, in the previous sessions, all the clubs were asked to draft their club success plan, and that was 3 weeks ago. In the intervening period, they were supposed to discuss it and finalize it and submit it to the respective area directors. So now the time is for the respective area directors to arrange separate Zoom meetings with their respective clubs and to discuss the club success plan and to then present their findings in a brief manner immediately after this session. So right now, I will ask all the area directors to post their Zoom meeting links on the chat window in Zoom. And for that purpose, I'm turning on the chat is turned on. So the division directors and the trio will be rotating between various meetings. We'll be spying on you. It will be a 10-minute session. All of you will be taking feedback from your clubs about their success plans and noting salient features, especially those features which will help the respective area directors to draft their area success plans. So I hope all the area directors are here. And yes, we have got the first address, which is Toastmaster Kashif Sehgal. Everyone, you've got, please also note down your area number so that it's a little easy to see which area you're from. Area 8, Kashif Sehgal has already posted. Area 1 has posted. So, yes. Area B2 is there. Area 1 is there. Area 8 is there. So we are waiting for rest of the area directors. And okay, so do we have any area directors who have already held this session beforehand? Please raise your hand.
Our area director actually recently held a session with us.
Okay, so he'll be presenting the findings directly after this session, right? Okay, great.
Azam Wasim, TM Azam Wasim, our area director, Mr. TM Nadeem, he held a meeting with us before this meeting and discussed.
Okay, great. So yes, so
this is area 5. Area 5. They are talking about area 5.
Yes, you've already held it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in another 1 minute, all the respective club officers who have not held this meeting so far, please click on your respective link and then join the respective meeting. You have 10 minutes for that. You have 1 minute, you can join right now.
Can somebody reshare the links because I have joined late and unable to find the link in the chat box?
No, actually, you are supposed to generate the link as area director. Yeah.
All right.
Since it will be a 10-minute session, anybody can host this and just come back after 10 minutes. So we have 1 minute remaining. Yes.
GTM Talha, we are coming back at 6:15.
Yes, exactly. We are coming back at 6:15.
Excuse me. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Yes. Walaikum salam.
I am not able to find the link of my area.
Freedom
It's
calling
still-
you. Freedom
Yeah.
calling you to discuss this.
Okay.
Okay, everyone. All the areas must have posted the links. Yes. And if someone hasn't, please post them now because the 10 minutes period has started and we want to stick strictly to the timings. Okay. Okay, since we have 10 minutes, during these 10 minutes, what we can do is that we can ask those area directors who have held their meetings already. They can share their findings and they can define how they plan to take their area to success and to distinguished status. So would anyone like to go first?
Area 6, can I please?
Yes, sure. Go ahead, Toastmaster Vishan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tala. We just have concluded our meeting for the Area 6. In the Area 6, we have 3 clubs. And the good thing is that all the 3 clubs, they are having different type of their variety. One club is the Professional Toastmaster Club LUMS, which is an educational institution club. One club is ICAP Toastmaster Club Faisalabad, which is an open club. And one club is in an organization, EY Toastmasters Club, Lahore. Now, with respect to the age also, all these 3 clubs, they have a different age group. ICAF Faisalabad and the LUMS, they are being a mature clubs, whereas EY is just a new baby with a fraternity. The first 2 clubs, ICAF Faisalabad and EY and LUMS, they are being striving for the president distinguished club target. And they are being, we just have closed that they are being moving with, we are moving with 9 out of 10 marks for this year, in which the training marks are being very clear, education marks are being very clear. Only 1 mark for which people they have an issue, and yes, it makes some sense, that is to create 2 DTMs or to create 2 people being doing the level 4 and level 5. So both the clubs, they are being very well aligned. They have a good member base and they are adding approximately 10 members by this year end. So they are achieving those 2 marks also, which are for the membership. Towards the educational goals, they are being achieving 5 marks out of 6. And from the administration goals, they are being achieving full marks. With the EY being their first year, they are being striving for 5 or to 6 marks for this year, because it is difficult for them to achieve the 5 marks out of education because they are just towards the starter. So they are being moving with 3 to 4 marks for the very first year. They unfortunately they cannot go with the first time of the training, so they have to move with the they continue the future training, but they can't achieve the marks. But to cut close, by having 3 clubs, our target for this year is that out of 2 clubs of 3, if they are being moving with the President Distinguished Club, we can achieve the President Distinguished area target. So that's from my side, Toastmaster. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Area Director Zishan, for such a detailed report, and it shows real insight and real discussion with your respective clubs, and that's exactly the spirit that we need. Next, we move on to Toastmaster Fahad Hashmi, Area Director, Area 3. Toastmaster Fahad, since we have about 6 minutes now till the clubs are back, so you have 3 minutes to go through your club success plan.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening, all the distinguished Toastmasters, and thank you, DTM Talab bin Hamid, our PQD, for letting me do this task. We've consulted our clubs before this meeting, and I was in touch with all the presidents, and I asked them to share their club success plans as well. Most of them are almost ready with that, but since they are not completely in the shape, so I have extracted some salient features from them, and for that, very quickly, for a good, visibility, I would like to share the screen. for my audience to have a quick look. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
So I am the area director for Area 3, that's in Division D. We have 3 clubs. Very quickly, I would like to highlight upon them. CA Toastmasters Club Karachi, the biggest of all these clubs. Then we have Hub Toastmasters Club, and we have the one and only Urdu club of our district, Hosne Khilafat Toastmasters Club in our area as well. And when it comes to an Urdu club, you know, a lot of things are very different and we have to treat them in a very different way. But I'm glad that all of these clubs have something really good in their success plans. And I would like to summarize all of them at one place. So clubs in our area aim to achieve at least 9 goals, all of them, to earn the present distinguished status. All of them are working very actively towards that. Then moreover, clubs are planning to conduct all the 4 speech contests this time. And this time there is a change by you maybe that we have a tall tale contest as well instead of the humorous speech contest. So all of them plan to conduct all the 4 speech contests so that, you know, members are encouraged to participate. And moreover, all the 3 clubs want to send their nomination for the international video speech contest, which holds every year. Then another point is that yes, they are working on increasing their membership base. So all of them collectively, they want at least a 30% increment in their membership base so as to increase the total number of members. Moreover, clubs are keen to conduct the member surveys. That's something very important. Most of them were not able to do it last time, but this time they want to do it because they want to know what their members think and how things can be achieved in a better way. Then another important point to achieve the success in this year, they want to have some innovation in their meetings, like having the keynote speeches in every meeting by someone really good. Then special poetry segment and things like that. They also have unique branding segments for retailing members. They plan to conduct a social event to improve the networking, and they plan to, you know, recognize the goals of their members through emails and meetings, and they can plan to conduct the educational sessions to improve the adoption of pathways. So collectively, this is what I have been able to summarize by the feedback given by all of them. I think this precisely explains the clubs in my area and their aims. Thank you, DTM Tala.
Thank you so much once again for that amazing report, Toastmaster Fahad Hashmi. Next, we have Toastmaster Akbar Imran Butt, who will be presenting on behalf of Area Director Zishan Azhar from Area 4. And again, you have, you have 3 minutes as well.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. Okay, so my name is Toastmaster Akbar Imran, and I am the Assistant Director Program Quality, Area 4. Our area consists of 3 clubs, which are Banu Mukhtar Toastmasters Club, Ravi Toastmasters Club, and UE Toastmasters Club. Prior to this meeting, we had a meeting with each president of each of the respective clubs. I'll summarize our strategy and findings for this meeting. First up is Banu Mukhtar Toastmasters Club with a membership base of 20 members. For education goals, we are aiming for the President's Distinguished Club, and we have already achieved 3 education goals. For membership, we intend and aim to have a total 28 members by June 30, with a net growth of 8 members. As for training and administration is concerned, we are facing no obstacles in that area. And as all club officers are advised and directed to take part in all club officers training, and all members have paid their membership dues on time. Now, coming towards Ravi Toastmasters Club, it has a membership base of 22 members, and they also are aiming for the President's Distinguished Club Award. They have decided to achieve all the educational goals, and they are aiming for at least level 1 and level 2 completion, project completion for all members. They intend to achieve this by a review of educational progress in monthly XCOM meetings for each member. They have an aim to have a total of 30 members by June 30th with a net growth of 8 members. They also do not have any obstacles in training and administration areas. Next comes the UE Toastmasters Club, which has a membership base of 8 members. The main goal of this club is to have a membership base of 20 members by June 30th. Since this is a university-based club, so they are going to add 5 new members the next month as classes resume. Also, they are aiming to have level 1 and level 2 completion for all project completions for all members, and they expect at least their senior members to complete level 3, 4, and 5 by the end of next year. And that is it from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That was very, very well represented once again. And I'm thoroughly impressed with the level of detail that all the area directors have gone to, and truly impressive interaction with the clubs. So this is about time for the other clubs to come back. So who would like to go next?
Yeah, it's Mohammed Adeem from Area 5.
Okay, again, you can have 3 minutes since we've managed to save a bit of time here. So you can have 3 minutes as well. And you, all of you got a bonus because you have done this exercise beforehand. So you get 1 additional minute.
Thank you, DTM Talha bin Hamid. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and leaders. This is Mohammed Nadeem from Area 5. In Area 5, we have 3 clubs. The first one is Lahore Toastmaster Club. This is open club, community club, and this is the oldest club in Lahore. It was started in 2008. The second club is Crescent Toastmasters Club. This is a closed club, and it was chartered in 2018. The third club is Century Papers Toastmasters Club. This is a corporate club, and it's relatively new club, and it was chartered this year in February. So let's start with the Lahore Toastmasters Club. This is the distinguished report for the last year. They were able to achieve 10 goals out of 10 last year, and they received the highest recognition of President's Distinguished Club. For this year, they are very optimistic that they will achieve all the educational goals, and they are also aiming to add at least 10 new members. And relating to training, all the club officers were trained in the first round of the training, and they also achieved the admin goals. They have submitted the officers list to the Toastmaster International. This is a report for the Crescent Toastmaster for last year. They were able to achieve the distinguished status last year, and this year they are planning to achieve at least 9 points. Out of these 6 educational goals, they are aiming to achieve all the 6, and since it's a sponsored corporate club, and the addition of new members is subject to the approval of the management. So they are hopeful at least they will add 4 members this year. This is a report for the Century Paper Toastmaster Club. As I mentioned, this club was formed this year in February. So they achieved only 2 goals. For the next year, they were very optimistic. I have attended their meeting. I have discussed with their ESCOM, and they are very optimistic that they will achieve all the educational goals. And this is a corporate club. About the addition of new members, it's also subject to the approval of the management, and they are hopeful that they will be able to add at least 4 new members. And relating to training and admin goals, they are optimistic that they will also achieve all these goals. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Again, very, very well represented. Who would like to go next? Because I think we can allot 3 minutes to everyone, because I had a formal welcome of 5 minutes, so we can club that with this session. There's no harm. I've already made the formal welcome. So we have till 6:40 for all the clubs to present their reports. So I believe we can comfortably give 3 minutes to everyone. So which area would like to go next? Okay,
can go.
area 8, yeah, area 8, area director Kashif Saigal. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Ahmed. This is Kashif Saigal, Area Director A8, and also the President of the CA Toastmasters Club Peshawar that happens to be in the same area. So we have 3 clubs in our area, which is ICMAP Toastmasters Club Islamabad, CA Toastmasters Club Peshawar, and 1 corporate club that is Mamba. So let me tell you, 2 of these clubs are fairly recent and they were formed last year. But I'm very happy to report that one of them, that is Mamba, that achieved the distinguished club status, while we at CA Toastmasters Club got the select distinguished club status. Now things are looking very promising for the next year. As far as ICMAP Toastmasters Club is concerned, their president, Mr. Shrem, is very, very hopeful. He has already added a couple of members, and they see no reason why they can't be once again, a select distinguished club in the year 2021. As far as the CA Toastmasters Club is concerned, we have also set the bar high. We have certain plans how to increase our membership. We are going to be reaching out to universities, to colleges, and within our community to increase our membership. Similarly, we have already had a head start in order to achieve our educational goals. We already have held a speakathon, so that will also help us achieve educational goals. Lastly, in terms of training, we have already attended, a lot of members have already attended the training, so we are good on that as well. The Mamba Club, that's a corporate club in our area, they're doing well as well. As I mentioned earlier, in last year, they were a distinguished club, even though they were only formed for 5 months. They are holding their regular meetings every week. Every single week, their speeches. And since it's a corporate club, right now they have 26 members, which is a pretty healthy number, and they plan to add more members to their club. So the area is in a good shape, and hopefully we're also aiming to add at least 1 or 2 clubs to our area. So that's all from me. Thank you so much. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid.
Thank you so much, Area Director Kashif Saigal. And you forgot to mention one thing, that while all the other clubs held speakathons, you were your club, your home club, was the first club in Pakistan and possibly in the district and the region to hold a speechathon. So way to set yourself apart, and congratulations on all your efforts. Again, wonderfully done. Which area director would like to go next? Do we have all the area directors back? Area Director Urusa Kabal, would you like to go next?
All right.
Yeah.
So hello everyone. I am the area director for Area 1. We have 4 clubs in there: Ocean Hub Toastmasters Club, Karachi Toastmasters Club, Zenith Toastmasters Club, and Bear Toastmasters Club. Now, of these 4 clubs, Ocean Toastmasters Club and Bear is our corporate clubs, while the other 2 are community clubs. I would say Ocean Hub Toastmasters Club is a very, very healthy club, and they are working towards getting better, having many, many dual members with the Hub Toastmasters Club. However, they are still working on their club success plan, and I haven't received it. Zenith Toastmasters Club has sent in their club success plan, and they aim to become distinguished. They have plans to increase their membership number, which is really good. And what they have what stands out in their plan is the PR strategy, which is really, really well laid out and which they are working towards diligently. What they hope to do is to start in-person meetings in September very soon, which will help them build their membership base. Bear is kind of existing, non-existing, so we are working towards that. Karachi Toastmasters Club's success plan, what can I say? We have around 60 members to start with and building towards more members. What we are looking forward towards is good education awards. We managed to achieve 80 last time, and maybe not 80 now, but a good number. We do hope to get more awards for the area on total, maybe. This is what I want to look at. Not maybe club wise, but I would like to go area wise on this. So that is the plan I have for my area. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ursakavar. And thank you again for sparing me, since I happen to be the VP Education of Karachi Toastmasters Club myself. I kept expecting to receive a call that where are you? Right? But thankfully I did not. So who would like to go next? Which area would like to go next? Speak up, people. We have only 14 minutes remaining for this segment.
Thank Toastmaster Tala. I would like to go for area.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead, Toastmaster Farooq.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tala. So, may I share my screen?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Yeah. So this is area B2, and we have 4 clubs in area B2: Express Toastmasters Club, Storytellers Toastmasters Club, Dow IBHM, and DG Toastmasters Club. So I will be beginning with Express Toastmasters Club. So we are working very diligently about the club quality. Express Toastmasters wants to increase the number and also increase the quality of the members' experience and the club experience overall. So these are the points that has been shared by Toastmaster Farhan, President of Express Toastmasters Club. Here, VP Education is working individually with the members to increase their experience. They are pushing the members to enroll on the pathways. And they are also setting a number for membership number that I would say that June is that 10 to 15 new members. They are also trying to reinstate their members who have left the club. So they are working closely with them. Their VP membership, Toastmaster Iram Rizvi, is also engaging with the member. So current club member number is 25, and they are expected to reach, they have set a target of 40 members, which is a very challenging one. So I wish very good luck to Express Toastmasters Club and Toastmaster Farhana Youth. Moving forward, we have the success plan from Storytellers Toastmasters Club. Well, there is one thing that I would like to share about the Storytellers Toastmasters Club, that it was previously Alkaram Toastmasters Club. Now they have realigned themselves and they have become Storytellers Toastmasters Club. Their president, Toastmaster Jahzeb, is engaging all the previous members who were the part of Alkaram Toastmasters Club to rejoin Toastmasters Club. Maybe some of them will be joining Alkaram that is Storytellers Toastmasters Club, and few of them will also joining other Toastmasters Club. So they are expecting an influx of members in the coming months. So currently they are 20 members, and they are adopting the approach of collaboration. That is, their EXCOM members will be collaborating with the other members, other EXCOM members of the area. So they will be producing a synergy effect. This is how they are looking to grow. And then comes the the Dow's Toastmasters Club, a new Toastmasters Club that has done wonder. I really like how they are using their PR team. As an area director, I see that they have a very good potential to lend the PR resources to the other club members as well. So they are first time making the club success plan. And there is one more thing that I would like to share about storyteller, about Dow's IBHM, that they are facing a difficulty to find senior members in the club. That is why they are asking the other clubs in the area to support them with the senior membership and senior membership skills. And these are the three clubs from area B2. Unfortunately, I haven't received the club success plan from DJ Toastmasters Club. I am in coordination with their president. So very soon, they will be sharing their club success plan, and we will be sharing the success plan of the DJ Toastmasters Club. As far as area B2 overall success plan is concerned, so we are looking to collaborate with all the clubs in the area. So we will be pooling our resources and helping all the clubs in the area to grow together. Over to you, Toastmaster Talabin Hamid.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohammed Farooq. And the one thing that is emerging as a common thread in all these reports is that the more you work on improving the member experience for the members, the more likely you are to succeed. And all the other benefits, that is the increase in members, the retention, all come automatically once you take the member experience to an ideal level. So next I will ask, okay, what about Toastmaster Ghulam Abbas? Would you like to present your report now?
Yes.
Sure.
Thank you so much, DTM Talha. This is Ghulam Abbas, Director Area A7. I have basically three clubs in my area: CA Toastmasters Club Lahore, ICMAP Toastmasters Club Lahore, Teradata Lahore Toastmasters Club. The fourth club that is just in the phase of formation, that is CA Toastmasters Club Multan, and we will be hearing some good news soon about that Toastmasters Club. So the first club, CA Toastmasters Club Lahore, it has been very disciplined in planning and achieving its DCP goals. It's been already a president distinguished club for last 6 years, and they have just prepared their plan for the current year as well. As far as their educational goals are concerned, they have prepared their calendar, and they are expected their members to achieve the educational goal by the close of this calendar quarter, that by 30th September. For the membership renewal, they have not a big challenge to achieve that, because they are almost running with 40 to 50 members for last couple of years. The only challenge they are just targeting on to improve the quality of meetings of the club. As far as the administrative goals are concerned, they are also on to it and expected to complete it by the first month of next calendar year. The next club in my area is ICMAP Toastmasters Club. They have already achieved half point by attending the first 2 sessions of this training organized by the district, and they have already renewed the fees of the members, and they are very much prepared a plan to renew the membership fee for the next half year. As far as educational goals are concerned, they are also organized that and expecting that their members will achieve their educational goals, that will be helping the clubs to achieve its DCP goals by the close of second quarter. And for that purposes, they have prepared their calendar and assigned the responsibility to the VP Education, who will be pursuing the members for achieving their goals. Actually, they also do not have any challenge for achieving the DCP goals. They are just focusing on increasing their membership base that is currently from 20 to 30 members. They are just focusing to increase this base from 30 to 40 members. For that reason, they have engaged their seasoned Toastmasters all around this city, who have just attended this ICMAP Toastmasters Club for some time now, or some time back into the past, and they are just focusing to improve the quality of the club. All the members almost have shifted to the pathways, except a few who are just completing their DTM journey. The third club that is in my area is the Teradata Lahore Toastmasters Club. That is new club that has been chartered few months back. They are just working on their DCP plans, although they have not been the part of this meeting because of their corporate commitments. As we all know that corporate clubs have some certain limitation and challenges, but they will be targeting some goals in the current program years. This is all from my side. Over to you, DTM Talha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ghulam Abbas, again for a very comprehensive report. Next, we have Toastmaster Anas Mansoor, Area Director. Anas Mansoor.
Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. I will be presenting instead of Toastmaster Anas Mansoor.
Okay, go ahead, Toastmaster Rabia. Go ahead.
Thank you. So I am the Assistant Quality Manager for Area Director of Area 9. Now we have basically a systematic plan for all the goals in our area. The first that what I want to share is that Islamabad Toastmasters Club has already been qualified for Select Distinguished Club. And they are the first club in our year to have achieved this goal in under 1 month. RTC and ICAP Toastmasters Club will be achieving their DCP goals by September. Now we are facing a challenge with Teradata Toastmasters Club because they are a corporate club. So the engagement with work is a bit of an hindrance with Toastmasters. So we are collaborating with them to create a system where they can focus on their work along with Toastmasters and work and develop a proper working plan towards DCP goals. Along with that, we have a systematic program of mentoring and coaching at area level, which will be guiding coaches and mentors at club level, which will in turn help the mentees of each club. This is to enhance the overall quality of each club separately. Along with that, we have to enhance the membership of our area. We have in-plan speechcraft sessions, leadership sessions, and we have pinpointed universities, corporate areas, offices where we will be having meetings when lockdown completely is over and people will be having in-person meetings. Now, for this purpose, we have our team ready to go, and we have discussed every opportunity, every possibility that there is to enhance the membership. The only risk is the lack of in-person meetings currently and the high US dollar rate, which is making fees really high. And this is one reason that we are lacking newer memberships. But we are currently still working on this by providing discounts to students and those people who cannot currently pay the fee to enhance the membership experience. Now, what we have planned as well is to have educational session before every contest for every club. Now, what this will do is overall enhance the quality of that club and actually allow the members to understand the general criteria of a contest. The problem that often occurs is members do not have an idea of how to perform in the contest level. So to counter this problem, we had to go to the base of the problem and to develop this whole education session upon the whole span of our tenure to be able to counter the needs of every member. Apart from them, our renewals for all the clubs have been submitted in time, and our clubs are really fast running ahead of all the clubs in Pakistan. And I'm proud to say that inshallah, we will be the first distinguished area because we are on track for that race. Over to you, Toastmaster Talha.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Rabia Khan. And I compliment you not only on the beautiful report, but also touching upon the club growth aspect, which is something very welcome to see. And as far as the corporate clubs are concerned, you'll be glad to know that we are, yes, we recognize that we need to support the corporate clubs much better than before. And that's why we will be making some special teams to support corporate clubs as well. So you will get the support from district leadership as well, inshallah. So I believe that brings us to the conclusion of our reports from the area directors. And again, it has been a tremendous learning experience. Thank you all for all your efforts. Now, the only important thing to do is follow up throughout the year. Just don't make the plan and forget about it. You need to follow up constantly. Now, I hand over the charge to our Master of Ceremonies for the day, a very, very dear friend a very unique thinker, a wonderful person. And to me, his greatest achievement was when we held a joint meeting with an Urdu club in Saudi, and all Pakistanis walked away with all the major awards. And Toastmaster Kashif Sehgal walked away with the Best Table Topic Speaker Award. That was truly, truly a proud moment of glory for all the Toastmasters in Pakistan, although it was on a much smaller scale. So with that, I hand over the charge to Toastmaster Kashif Sehgal. Over to you, sir. You're muted, Kashif.
Yes. Thank you so very much. Look, I'm already nervous. I'm saying thank you so much for a wonderful introduction, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. I will be returning the favor very, very shortly, rest assured. Ladies and gentlemen and fellow Toastmasters, I am very, very excited to host you all on the third round of Club Officers Training today. I know it's hot and humid outside, but I'm sure the next 3 hours are going to be a lot of fun because we have a lineup of some amazing, amazing speakers from whom we can learn and we can enhance the quality of our clubs, and also we can sort of add some more skills to our own armory. So I won't take very long, and as we all know that how important team building is in building a successful club. Team building is of prime importance, and we have a distinguished Toastmaster here who is full of experience and a lot of wealth of experience he has. He is none other than distinguished Toastmaster Saif Ali Sheikh. Now, he's got a pretty huge introduction, but let me tell you, there's not a single moment that will sort of bore you. By profession, he's a change management consultant and a corporate trainer for the past 40 years. So that is probably more experience than a lot of how old we are. So this is a wealth of knowledge that he's bringing in. He has been, more importantly, he's been active Toastmaster since 1997. That is probably 25 years of Toastmaster Club activity, and he's been a member of both community clubs as well as some corporate clubs. He was also instrumental in opening the first ever Toastmasters Club in Bangladesh. And now he has, as you can imagine, being a Toastmaster for 25 years, I would be surprised if there's not a role that he has not served on. So now let me read through those roles. So he has served as an Area 9 Governor, Division F Governor, Club Growth Director of Middle East. He has also served as District Director 79 for year 2013-14. And I'm not finished yet. So he is also a professional parliamentarian. He is also a very proud recipient, and in fact, the first recipient of Toastmaster Extension Award from Toastmaster International in the entire District 79 of Saudi Arabia. He was also awarded this award at the Toastmaster International Annual Convention. He has also been awarded the Excellence in Marketing Award in 2011, and also President Distinguished District 2014. He has also had the Presidential Citation for 2019, and he is the first one in Pakistan history to get that citation, and the only Pakistani national. Oh, it goes on, and please help me welcome the founder, mentor, sponsor of countless clubs, who has conducted numerous workshops for area directors, division, and many other areas. And I think I'm going to stop because I'm getting out of breath, and there's so much more that he has to his name. But let us put our hands together for distinguished Toastmaster Saif Ali Sheikh.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sehgal. I hope, and after this introduction, I don't think so there is a need for this building a healthy team is already there. Am I right?
But
So
still, we'd like
even
to hear from you.
Oh, okay. Let me share my presentations. If I can do it here. Fellow Toastmasters and the guest, do you know what is the purpose of building a healthy club? There are three purposes over there: collaborative, cohesive, and comfortable club executive team. And the agenda for today, we are going to discuss the trait of a healthy team and building a trust among the team member. Session objectives are identify the 5 traits of a healthy team and analyze your team current state and use analyze to develop a plan to improve. Identify the behavior style of each and every one in the team members and create a healthy team by building a trust. That is most important in each and everywhere you are leading a club or you are a member of any club. There are 7 club members in every executive committee member. These are the minimum, and the maximum is the immediate past president, and other things are there. Fortunately, all the club executive committee members are elected member. It means you owe a lot to the membership of the club as compared to holding the positions. There are 5 stages. I'm not going to go in between explaining the stages: forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. I'm going to go directly. What are the traits of a healthy team? All of you, the participant, having a participant workbook, and I requested through our Mr. PQD to tell the participant to do your homework prior coming to the session. Let me ask, open your chat box and write down the chat. What's come in your mind, the healthy team? Can I see the chat box? Ahmed?
Yes, the chat box is open, sir.
So can I see the chat box? If not, Ahmed, do me the favor to read what people are thinking about the healthy team.
Cohesive, trust, conducive, commitment, supportive, cohesion, healthy minds, conducive, collaborative approach, strong bond, opportunative, accountability, good coordination, one team, one goal,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Otherwise, the list is going on so big. Let me comprise all these, what you said about it, about the healthy team. This one thing is important, is a trust. The second is a healthy conflict. The third one is a commitment. The fourth one is accountability. The last is a result. Trust means once we are coming together, we must have to understand each one of us. During the period of the time, we come across with certain conflict. Even in our married life, we are brothers, we are in a company, wherever you are, we are coming with the conflict. If it is a healthy conflict, then it is good about it. Then coming to the commitment. Commitment, just like our DCP point, how you're going to get the DCP point, how you're going to perform your club success plan. These are the commitment. If our executive committee members are buy-in, then move it to the accountability. So they have to perform to get the result. These are the 5 things, all what you said about it, combined together, trust, healthy conflict, commitment, accountability, and a result. Am I right? Let's move to the other one, page number 3 and 4. I hope that you have done this exercise. The 3 is a usually, and marks 2 is a sometime you are doing or not doing. 1 is a really. You as an individual in the team, you have completed these pages, page number 3 and the page number 4. If you combine together all these two to the 7 member of the club, you come across, it might be the trust, the treat of the trust is a statement number 4, statement number 6, and statement number 12. You might get the total 8. The team number B, statement in 2, is a consolidated. Statement number 6 is a 2, statement number 12 is a 1, the total is 5. Similarly, the team number C is 3, 2, 1, and getting 6. What you get out of 8, 5, and the 6, there are 3 things together. If your point are 8 and 9, you are good. If your point is in between 6 and 7, there is something to be improved in our trust. If your point is 3 to 5, its disaster is there. You have to put attention. All the 7 executive committee members put the head together and find out what we are lacking in the trust. Similarly, the healthy conflict. 7, team A 7, team B is 5, and team C is 3. Leaders, conflict is a very normal thing, and previously our Madam Alita explained how to resolve the conflict. So I'm not going to explain how to resolve the conflict, but I'm going to tell you the conflict is a normal thing. What you have to do is address the topic. Don't try to hide anything. The more you are open with your members, the more result-oriented you are. So try to open it, address the conflict, address the problem, and you will get the result. Rightly mention all the 3 areas. They are talking about their respective clubs. They come up with the successful club plan, and they're planning it how to get the DCP point, how to make the more members into the club. That is a commitment from the leaders. Once they are committed, it means they buy in. If they buy in, they will perform it. And once they are performing, you will put together, because they are elected members, the accountability. And once you put them to the accountable, then you will get the result that each and every club is going to become a president distinguished club. Once the club is a president distinguished club, the area is going to become a president distinguished area. Once the area is a president distinguished area, the division is going to become president distinguished area. Once the divisions, all the divisions are president distinguished division, our district 1, 2, 2 become a president distinguished district. There are 2 types of the teams. One is a high performance team, and second is a dysfunctional team. What is the difference between dysfunctional and high performance team? In the trust level, they hesitate to ask the help. They conceal the weakness of each and every one. And as compared to go to the high performance team, the safe environment to speak, giving the opportunity that each team member has to speak. Team members help each other, leverage strength for the team. Once the conflict arises, dysfunctional team, they go around with the problem. They do not confront what is the issue all about? And they are lacking with the transparency and they confuse. But in a healthy, it's a high performance team, they confront with the problem and resolve the issue quickly, develop practical solutions, get input from all the team members, and without involving in politics. Commitment is ambiguous directions and the priority, but in the high performance team, the buy-in and alignment on a common objective that our club is going to become a president, a distinguished club. Once they buy it, they will work for it. Once they will work for it, they will not do the poor performance. They are going to make it happen. And once they are going to make it happen, the club is going to become extraordinary and their performance is always recurring and highly motivated team to perform throughout the year. The main thing is that if you build the trust, you will get the result. If you are not going to build the trust, you will not going to get the result. As in your participant book, page number 11, where did you grow up? If I'm saying where did you grow up, I'm not asking where are you born in. I'm saying that what you pass through it, what are the levels that you become the engineers, the doctors, the chartered accountant, and the other professionals, management consultant, and so many and so forth. Do you have any pet? The pet decide your personality. For example, if you're going to ask me what pet you like it, I always prefer to have a pet, the horse. And what about you? Which pet? Some are going toward the cat, some the lion, some others, depending on your liking and disliking. What is one failure you experience and what did you learn? We are in our life. We are doing so many things and we learn a lesson by the mistake. Let me share one thing. I did one ventures about it, you can say about it. And I learned an experience that don't go to the face value. And this was also mentioned about one of my friends, that you have to study first and then you have to rely. Similarly, once you are going to build a trust, you have to go through with your behavior style. If you know the behavior style of your team, you are going to become successful. In page number 10 and 11 is the exercise given to you. Is a group of two sentences, two statements, is 1 and 2. You completed this one, the 2 and the fast, very fast, with spontaneously. You're not spending the time to give the answer to this one, and your result are going to combine like this. There are 4 categories over here, the DISC. The statement number 4 is fall under 4s under D, statement 4, 7, 12, 15, and I 1, 6, 9, and S is 3, 8, 11, and C is 2, 5, 10. All these are the 2 statements, and your result is spread it around the one, the DISC. What is DISC? D means dominance, influence, steadiness, and the compliance. These are the 4 types of behavior we belong to. And in our team, we must have to understand who is dominance, influence, compliance, and steadiness. The quality of the dominance, they are the controller and the directors, and influence, promoter, socializer, and compliance is analyzer and the thinker, and steadiness is a supporter and thinker. Our behavior is not particularly to one area. We are a combination of dominance, influence, steadiness, and compliance. But at least one part is a little bit on a higher level. So in our team, we must have to understand who is a dominance, who is an influencer, who is a steadiness, who is a compliancer. Based on their strength, we have to get the maximum benefit. Our behavior is also sometimes is a descriptor, ideal environment, tendency under the stress. Sometimes we are under stress and our behavior is changing. If we have a fight with spouse, we might have a different behavior, possibility of possible limitation that I can't go to that particular level. But our behavior is still over there, aligned together. We have to understand that who is influencer and who is a supporter. So for the healthy team, there are two things are very important. What are those things? That the traits of a team, there's the trust, healthy conflict, commitment, accountability, and the result, plus our behavior, dominance behavior, influence behavior, and steadiness behavior, and the compliance behavior. Once two things together, trait and the behavior, what we are going to get? We are going to get a healthy team. In a healthy team, ensure that your team work together effectively, work to build trust, engage in healthy conflict. Whenever you come across with the conflict with your team members, don't be worried about it. Open the subject, discuss in detail, and believe in me that you will get the result. And all together, working toward the common goal in the club. And that is the club, that is the goal of the club, to become a president distinguished club. Once they become the friend, the healthy team, they are accountable and the team will give the result. Keep in mind the different behavior styles of the team members when interacting. My strength is a different strength. DTM Talha having a different stance, DTM Zunair having a different stance. Once we are coming together, we understand what is my stance, what is the Talha stance, what is the Zunair stance. So we work together and capitalize our strength and going to become a better team, healthy team, goal-oriented team. Use your club success plan as a tool to create ground rule that will guide your team throughout healthy conflict. Once our goal, our target is the common, our team members is coming together and moving together and making together our result, our team is going to become a president distinguished team. Our team perform as a healthy team. Our team work as a goal-oriented team, and at the end of the term, the members having a good relation, and they will enjoy the whole year in the rest of their life. Will you having a healthy team in the next coming month? Thank you very much for your time. And DTM Talha told me that make it short. I try to make it short, but I try to share what I know about to build a healthy team with you. I'm sure you get something. Is any question? Toastmaster Ahmed, can you coordinate if there is any question?
Okay,
Everybody, you're
Participants
invited.
can now unmute themselves and use the chat box.
Sir, I will just use this opportunity to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because this was originally a 1-hour presentation and you summarize it in less than half an hour. So this is for all of us to learn the skill to summarize such a long presentation into the given time. This is all we desperately need to learn, and this is what Toastmasters is about: respecting the audience, respecting the timetable. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So everybody,
thank you very
open. The floor is open for questions.
Ahmed, can you take the question? Or Kashif, you can take the question if there is a question.
Yes,
If there,
so I can take a question if someone is willing to ask the question. I think Ahmed can take care of the people who want to ask questions themselves, and I'll take care of the questions that come through the chat box.
Sure. Anyone can unmute themselves at the moment.
I believe Saif Saab has explained the team building process so well that no one has got any question as of now.
so there are two possibilities: either they understand fully or they did not understand anything out of the presentation.
I think it's the former than the later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There is a question. There is a question.
Okay, a question. Okay, so there's a question that has come in from TM Farouk, and he's asking if in a team there is a conflict, the team members do not agree on a point, what we should do. So it's a conflict situation within a team where the members are not agreeing. What are the options available?
See, if they are openly discuss the issue and giving equal opportunity to express their feeling and the thought, in between sharing their feeling and the thought, there is a common point come up, and that is a consensus between the conflict. Give the open opportunity to speak. Hope I answered the question.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions? Because this is your chance.
Mr. Kashif Sehgal, I have the question.
One from the Guru. Yes, TM Akash, President Travelly Toastmasters Club. The floor is yours.
Thank you, DTM SAF, for such a wonderful presentation and sharing your insights. I have a question regarding accountability. You have mentioned in your presentation about the accountability. What I want to ask that what's the best way to hold accountability in your opinion? Shall we have to make a checklist or set deadlines? So I want to share your thoughts on accountability.
The answer to that one, whenever we are giving the responsibility, similarly, we are saying, this is your responsibility, these are the tasks assigned to you, these are the time limit for you. Based on the assigned responsibility, we are giving the task, we are giving the timeline. So based on that, we are put them as an accountable. If there is no deadline, if there is no target, then there is no accountability. I hope answer the question.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Sir, there's another question that has come in from Agha Faisal, who is VP Express Toastmasters Club. And his question is, if any one of the ExCom member or a member of the club is not performing, how can we make him or her accountable?
There are two things in this question. He is asking two things. One question is executive committee, and one question is a member of the club. Member of the club going to be motivated for the entire executive committee team members. And for the team, if there is a conflict, they must have to openly discuss with open environment, give equal opportunity to each and every one. Even though if member have a consent about anything in the business meeting of the club, The presiding officer must have to give an equal opportunity to express his feeling and thought about improvement of the club or the executive committee or need to be addressed certain issue. The members are seeking for that. Hope I answered the question. I think my time is now exactly 7:10, and if you have any questions, I'm going to give you my telephone number, WhatsApp number, and email ID. You can write down to me, and I'm more than happy to address your questions and try to make it happen to help you out by the mentoring and the coaching. Thank you very much. So nice of you, Mr. PPD, Mr. District Directors, and your team. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity to share what I know about it with all of you. Over to Mr. Kashif Sehgal. Kashif, you are here.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Saif Ali Sheikh. I think it was a wonderful presentation, and it will definitely help us to operate in a more effective manner. As the famous saying goes, alone you can go fast, but together we can go far. And we cannot undervalue the benefits of having a strong team, because without team, you can't achieve much. So thank you so much once again. I'm sure every single person here has benefited from your experience, and you have also answered the questions very well. Now I am getting some sort of information about it's prayer time in some parts of Pakistan, but I guess on our part, it's still there's some time for Maghrib prayers. So I will ask distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid how to go about it now, because
Yes,
I guess
actually,
it's
yes, actually, this was discussed before the start of the session. People from various cities. So it was decided that we will give 5 minutes after DTM SAF's session.
Okay.
So that will cover most of the people. And
Okay.
even if somebody wants to offer prayer even on some other time, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly okay. But this is a time that will accommodate most of the people. So we can declare a 5-minute break right now.
Sure. So there's a 5-minute break, and we reconvene at 7:17 on the clock. Okay. Thank you, and we'll see you guys on the site. Welcome back, fellow Toastmasters, after the prayers break. We all know that we are a young district. I often refer to our own club, that is CA Toastmasters Club Peshawar, as a baby club. But our district is also a baby district. But as someone mentioned, baby makes a lot of noises, and we did make a lot of noise. And we did achieve big heights last year. But of course, we can get some more advice to be even better in the current year. And we are very fortunate to have someone amongst us who has been through the same process. Let me introduce our next speaker, who will be talking about forming a strong foundation of a new district. And our speaker is Distinguished Toastmaster Rosie Rana. Distinguished Toastmaster Rosie Rana is a managing director of Dormans Coffee Limited, the largest coffee roaster and purveyor in East Africa. And she has been in a successful corporate career for about 25 years. And I'm happy to report that she has also been a chief financial officer as well as director of human resource at C. Dorman Limited. Rosie holds Bachelor's of Education degree from Kenyatta University, an MBA from Strathmore Business School, and a Doctor of Business Administration from the United States International University of Africa. Rosie is also a member of Toastmasters International, and she won the International Speech Contest in the year 2011. This inspired her to write a book titled 12 Lessons from a World Champion. So that is very kind of her that she passed on the knowledge, the experience that she gained, and she shared it with the world. She was the first Toastmaster from East Africa to attain the recognition of a distinguished Toastmaster. In 2017, Rosie became the founding chair of the newly formed East Africa Territorial Council chair, covering 5 countries: Kenya, Rwanda, Uganda, Tanzania, and Ethiopia. In her 2 years, the Territorial Council not only achieved the Smedley Distinguished status, but also because of superior performance, the Territorial Council was elevated to provisional district status. Her dedication, because of her dedication and services, she was selected to receive the Presentation Citation Award in 2020 from Toastmasters International. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and let's welcome distinguished Toastmaster Rosie Rana, who's gonna brief us and tell us and share her experiences on how to build a strong foundations of a new district. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished Toastmaster Rosie Rana.
Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Awesome, brilliant. A journey of 1,000 steps begins with one. And my dear friends, it is such a pleasure, such an honor, because we're in the same boat pretty much. Your first step has begun as you have been formed as a territorial council. I have been asked to share a bit of my experience, but when I was told this is largely a club officer training, I've tried to skew it, and I'd like to discuss it more from a club officer perspective, and I'm delighted to see so many of you here. So I will share my screen, and I trust you can all see it. I believe that the magic really starts from the club. And if you want to form a successful district, because ultimately our broader vision for each one of us, for you, for East Africa, is to eventually grow into a district, then everything starts at the club. the unit which is most important is the member, and the entity which is most important is the club. So let's look at how clubs can be successful. What I've tried to do here is put it in 3 steps. And just as Toastmasters has a DTM as the highest recognition, I believe you club officers who are leading and making sure that clubs thrive should be having a DTM in club officers growth. So let's look at the first D. A club is the building block. A strong and successful club is what will deliver on your finally having a district. So how do you know you're successful? Just as in exams, your marks tell you whether you've achieved well, in Toastmasters, there's a metric, and you've been talking about it, so I won't go too deep into it, but it is the DCP. I want to ask you club officers in this room, and I'm amazed to see 80 plus participants. What is your compelling dream for your club? Is it distinguished club status? Is it Smedley? Is it president? Feel free to share your responses in the chat box. I'd love it if someone can read me the responses, because I'm not able to do both.
I've opened the chat for everyone, and please type away everyone, and I'll read the responses.
And don't worry, even as you write in your responses, I'm not even asking you, don't worry about the how. Even if you are a new club, what is that compelling dream that you want? And we'll get to the how slowly.
Everybody, you can type in the chat boxes now.
Distinguished, select distinguished or president's distinguished. What would you like your club to attain? Okay, I can see someone's raising his hand. Maybe there's a challenge typing in the chat. Shall I?
Okay, president's distinguished. So far, all I see is president's distinguished. And someone wrote president distinguished, obviously.
Obviously, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so all I'm saying at this stage is, how can we shine the spotlight on that dream? Now, just as when a speaker is speaking on Zoom, you spotlight that person, I request you to do everything you can so that your club members know what your mission is, what your vision is, because when you have a dream without an action plan, it is a fantasy. But when you have one that everyone buys into, you will eventually plan how to get there. And as I said earlier, just pretend you're putting it in, when you want to go somewhere, you put your destination in Google Maps. Google Maps will give you the directions. So we will talk about the directions. For now, we're looking at where you want to be. And I'm happy to hear the majority of you want to be president's distinguished. In a way, I'm not even surprised, because earlier when I joined in, I saw that some of you have already attained various goals. I looked at the dashboard and I saw clubs like UE, Banu have 3 goals, Lahore, CA Karachi have 5 goals, and we are only in month 1, so it's amazing. So I want to commend you on that. Once you have a dream, really, teamwork will only be attained through dreamwork. Or rather, dreamwork will only be attained through teamwork. My apologies, I got it wrong. So just as in Google Maps, you put in the destination, if you put in President's Distinguished in Toastmasters Google Maps, instead of going with a bus, a train, a car, or even walking, it is your team that will take you there. Now, I have seen, and I just adjusted my presentation just now because I saw that the facilitator before me did a fantastic job of showing you what teamwork is. And so rather than talk too much about teamwork, I want to share a team that delivers. And I hope I pray this works because I've just tried this video now. Let's go for it. I hope you recognize this. Okay, so back to the chat box. And I'd love somebody to tell me whether that video came through as clearly with the links. And I will know from the responses in the chat box. So in the chat box, please put in what you think is so special, because I know Pakistan, and not just Pakistan, my mother, my brother, everybody in my family is always cheering Pakistan and cricket. So what is so special about this team? And what did you feel about that video? Did it inspire you? Did it encourage you? What did you get out of it? Please put your responses in the chat box.
So the responses are: we are champions, Wasim Akram, commitment, teamwork, reverse swing, we had a great past, unpredictability, special thing was accomplished goals, defined role, teamwork, amazing teamwork, a dream, coordination and trust, ability, and strong bonding, leading from the front, performance, leadership, agility.
Brilliant.
And I will add to it, undying hope.
I love that. I love that. And
get the job done, good coordination,
excellent.
Unity, basically.
And it is so inspiring when you watch a Pakistan team. And in fact, that whole song builds so much buzz, so much energy in us. And I think I'll talk very little about team because so much has been covered. But the bottom line is, when Pakistan wins the cricket match in any place, and I know somebody referred to the past, or we were the champions of the past, and I don't want you to put yourselves down because you are champions. But what it tells me is you get so excited when you win, and you are somewhat disappointed when you don't. There is that pride of belonging to a winning team. And I want to say to you, it is the same in your clubs. The whole is greater than the sum of parts. You must be empowered. In the cricket team, there's a batsman, there's a bowler, there's fieldsman. Okay, there are less people who are really playing active roles than maybe in our ExCom, where we have 7, and then of course the immediate past president. But each one needs to have mastery of the role. And I want to congratulate DTM, Thala, and the entire district team. I don't think I've seen a single district that has put in so much dedication and so many modules to club officer training. So they are empowering you. They are giving you fantastic mastery of your roles and the roles of your teammate. Now, I'll tackle instead a couple of things that seem to be a problem: accountability. How do you hold people accountable? Should you be covering for each other? So there is no role that, while each one has a specific role, you should never say, and I saw in the chat box someone saying, what happens when one says that was not my role? Indeed, the person should do his role, but you complement each other, especially when one is not there. How do you do this? And we will come to that. And I will not go to the DCP because you clearly know what the DCP is. And this is what I'm going to spend more time on. How do you do accountability? And that is actually the M in my entire presentation. So I've decided to jump a little bit on team empowerment because it has been covered, and I think that video says it all. So my dear friends, what are you doing to monitor progress? Because it's all very well to chart a success plan, to set your goals and say, I'm going to be president's distinguished. Every team player knows what they're supposed to do. How do you do that? First, I suggest you have regular reports from your team members. The way we do it is we have each time we have it regularly. So it's once a month, and normally we do it at meetings. So it's once in 2 weeks. We have everybody's, or the almost like minutes on the left. On the right, we have timelines and the individual's name. The fact that we will be meeting them in 2 weeks again, the person has to answer. He or she may not answer the first time or might say, I haven't managed to do it, but constant follow-up helps. The second thing is have groups, whether it's WhatsApp groups, keep asking, offer support, offer to help, ask if they are on track. Can you support them? You look at, use Google Forms and the like, send out surveys. Most importantly, keep watching that dashboard so you do not lose sight of the dream of your goal to be a president's distinguished status. You must have mentorship. Try and not work alone. Have subcommittees for each role if you can. But most importantly, encourage them. We are all volunteers. We might have conflicting demands on our time. Encouragement will work like wings even for flightless birds. Appreciation goes a very long way. Find ways to recognize the wins, recognize them openly in ExCom meetings as well as within the club. Because the deepest principle of human nature, and this is psychologist William James who has said, is a craving to be appreciated. And if you do that, people will want to perform. They will, a motivated team will produce extraordinary results. It is amazing because we all come to Toastmasters for our own reasons. The fact that we have signed up for ExCom, if we are encouraged to do it and we realize we are growing from it, because you grow from your journey, you will perform. And at the very worst, then you have to make changes, but we hope it doesn't get to that. Because victory is assured when you, the leaders, have a compelling dream, when the team has mastery of their roles, when leaders are monitoring progress. So that is your DTM, through encouragement, through recognition, through appreciation, offering resources. But excellence is never, never an accident. And my dear teams, that will be your vision for your club, but our broader vision will be a district. And that vision is only realized if our clubs are performing. Now, you might find your time is tied up with your own club, but give leads to the district. The district will follow them up for new clubs because club members have the best leads. When you have club members giving leads, they've been able to sell it already. And I know it's a challenging year, but this year, inshallah, is our year to become a provisional district. I feel when I see your performance from 22 clubs to 30 clubs, I see you with so many distinguished goals, club goals already, your future is bright. And I know just like us, in future, you will be a district, and we will have a world championship of public speaking from Pakistan. Who knows, either DTM Samir or DTM Zunair one day will be the president of Toastmasters International. And whatever you do, I ask you, enjoy that dream, teamwork, and monitoring club leadership journey. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Thank you so very much, distinguished Toastmaster Rosie Rana, for such a wonderful and insightful information about how to form good teams. And I'm sure it's going to help us all to achieve that prized status of becoming a full-fledged district. Thank you once again so very much for your thoughts and for your time. We are truly appreciative of that. So now moving on. we have another very, very exciting session lined up for our club officers. And that is, and I'm sure all of you want to do that, how to get a non-Toastmaster curious about Toastmasters. And I would like to share my own personal story from earlier this morning. So I was at an annual general meeting of a company, and I heard someone talking about communication, and I just slightly went in and I said, oh, communication, do you know there's an organization called Toastmasters, and that helps you with your public speaking and leadership skills? And guess what? A lot of those, I think there are about 7 or 8 people there, and 4 of them said, oh, we would like to attend one of those meetings. And wouldn't we want to get more of those cards up our sleeves? So for that, we have someone who is a member of not 2 clubs, he's member of 2 districts, District 79 and 104, Toastmaster Adel Al-Hujman. He is also 2 times international speed contest champion from District 79. And he is going to show us some of his tricks that are up his sleeves to how to get non-Toastmaster curious about Toastmasters. So I'm sure it's going to be a really, really exciting session. So without much further ado, let's put our hands together for Toastmaster Adel. Over to you, Toastmaster Adel.
Thank you, Kashif. Assalamu alaikum. And good evening to everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay. Okay, in the chat box, would you please write yes or no if you had ever been in a training or been trained how to promote Toastmasters? Okay, we have 2 yeses, no more. We have more than 80, okay, yes, yes, no, 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 no. No, yes. Okay, for those who said yes, congratulations. For those who said no, don't take any training for promoting Toastmasters, because I want you to stop promoting Toastmasters. Why? Let's see why. If you can tell by just looking at any of those logos who they are and what they do, just write yes in the chat box, please. Okay, 2 yeses. Yes, 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 yes. Good. Those who didn't answer, you can just ask your wife or any of your children and they will tell you who they are and what they do. So, if you look at this logo, and if you ask anyone out of Toastmasters about this logo, what is it and what they do, the answer will be, oops, sorry. Okay.
Adel, something is covering your camera. If maybe you can clear that as well. You're not visible. Your camera is being covered by something.
I had a strange name. With strange dad introduced me to this strange club that had a strange name. With strange people talking.
So what does this tell us about Toastmasters?
So my dad.
It said that we have a gap between who we are and what we do and our name. That's why when we promote Toastmasters, everybody will open his mouth and eyes and say, what? So how to close the gap? We will close it by the GMC. G for what? Can you guess from the picture? Those who said guests, you are right. G for the guests. M for what? Marketing. C for what? For sure, club meetings. Okay, now the question is, which one has the most effect when attracting new members or keeping existing members? Please write in the chat. Is it the guest G, or the marketing M, or the club meeting? Okay, marketing, club meeting, club meeting. You can just write C if you want. Marketing, club meeting, C, marketing, being guest. Well, all of the answers are right, but the most important one is a club meeting. Why? As our champion Rosie said, the magic starts from the club. If you don't have a world-class club meeting, then you cannot promote the club, you cannot promote Toastmasters, and you cannot invite guests. So here is some statistics. 30 to 40% of our members run away every year. You know what does this mean? If you look at your virtual neighbor now to your right, and your virtual neighbor to your left, then one of them will disappear next year. Every year we are losing more than 100,000 members. Why? Because of the club meeting quality. So how to improve our meetings? First, what is the most exciting part in our meetings? Have you ever heard the Toastmaster that they said, oh, now we are coming to the most exciting part, the table topic. Okay, this is...
After that, I decided to join Toastmasters to gain more confidence. I visited one of those clubs, and the first thing I saw there was someone in the front screwing our faces, looking for those who pretend to be busy. Then he called one of them to the front and gave him a subject to talk about without any preparation. At that moment, I felt there was a storm in my head and my stomach. I left the club and they never saw me back again.
Okay, what does this tell us about the club environment? It tells that to attract people to our club meetings, they should feel that they are in a safe, friendly environment. That happened in 2006, and I didn't participate in any Toastmasters meeting till 2016. 10 years. Why? Because of the table topic. What do you see in this picture? Wow, they are having fun. How old are they? Let us have a closer look. They are all adults except one child. What does this mean for us as Toastmasters? Have fun in our meeting. So first, safe and friendly environment. Second is have fun in our meetings. Third one is that to attract people, they should feel that there is an added value to each one of them. Even if they are guests, don't let them go the same as they were coming to the club. When you ask one of the guests to introduce himself, I'm sure that internally he has that fear of public speaking, but he will not tell. At that moment, when you ask him to introduce himself, he will say that, well, I need to go to this club, I need to join this club. Now, we have a world-class club meetings, so we can market. This is the Emporium Mall in Lahore. If you visit this mall, you will see rich people and fancy cars. We have a similar one in Saudi Arabia. I used to work in that mall, in that business center, where fancy cars and rich people are there every day. And one day my son came to me and said, Dad, it's time to buy a car for me. I said, oh, that's great. Which car? Which kind of car do you want? He said, I want an Audi. Oh, I can't afford Audi. But I said, okay, let us go and see the dealer, hoping that when he sees the prices, he will change his mind, or we might be the 1 million visitor, and so we will have a free car. We went to the dealer, and I was looking to one of the fancy cars, the Q8 Audi, pretending that I'm rich. Then the salesperson approached me and said, did you like it? I said, oh yeah, but it is too expensive. Then he asked me, where do you work? I said, I'm working in Al Faisaliya, which is similar to Emporium Mall, where rich people and fancy cars are there. Then he looked at me and said, wow, imagine that you are driving this Q8 Audi and parking in front of the main gate and giving the key to someone to park it, and everybody's looking at you. Guess what? Who was about to buy that car? It's not my son, it was me. So what did he do? The lesson was, never sell the product. Always sell the benefit. So when we want to promote Toastmasters, don't talk about what we are doing in our clubs. Tell them what they will gain by joining Toastmasters. So now we have a world-class meetings, and we know how to sell the benefit to others. Let us have more guests. One of the tools that's very effective to invite people is to send them either an email or WhatsApp messages. But what about the type of the message? Don't send a general one like this one, because usually when you see a general invitation or a general email, what will you do? Delete. Send a private one. So always personalize your invitations. Second, apply the chicken rule. When the chickens are about to deliver its egg, everyone knows that there is a chicken delivering an egg. So we want to do this also for our meetings. Whenever you have a meeting, especially if you are in a hotel or in a corporate where you have the meeting inside the building, let everyone knows that you are having a meeting. Ask a permission to put a stand in the main hall, go to the coffee shop and ask people to join the meeting. And be creative when you ask people to join your meeting. For example, you can say, join us for free coffee and a lot of fun. Don't say, join us for a Toastmasters meeting, especially if after COVID-19, nobody likes meeting because they spend the whole day in Zoom meeting at home. And also, you might write something like this. You might be one of the 3 winners. Join us for free today, and put all the details, the room number and everything. So now the question is, I want you to write in the chat box, please. What is G? What is M? What is C? Okay, guests, that's right. G, marketing, guests marketing, and C, club meetings. Those are the three pillars that we should concentrate on. And I want to close with this, the most exciting part in any Toastmasters meeting, the table topic. Okay, if you are willing to answer my question, would you please open your camera? Okay, what's happening now? Some of you opened their camera immediately. Some of you decided not to open their camera totally and watch what will happen. And some of you are still hesitating. Shall I open my camera or not? So Talha is opening his camera. Be relaxed. I will not ask you any question. All what I want to say is that if there is one thing and only one thing you take it from this short speech is let all the people in the club, visitors or members, feel that they are in a safe, friendly environment. Back to you, Mr. Talha. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adil. That was a wonderful, wonderful presentation. I'm sure now the club growth and membership growth in all the clubs gonna go sky high with the tricks that we have shared with us. Thank you so much once again for the insights and the knowledge, and I'm sure it's gonna benefit us all. And if any one of you are wondering why I'm at a different location, because we don't have any power right now. So I'm in a room with the UPS connection. So, okay, so that's wonderful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, we need to also fill out the feedback form, and the way it has been designed is it is compulsory to fill the form. I believe the distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid has already shared the link of the form, and this will be used to mark your attendance. So that was a very smart move by the distinguished Toastmaster. So now every single one of you has to fill out the feedback form in order to be marked present for this training session. So you can do that in your spare time. You can do it, I guess they can do it later as well, or if you want to do it during the course of this training, that is also fine. But if you do it now, you're gonna lose out on some amazing, amazing speakers. And guess what? It gets even better from here, because our next speaker who will be talking about the big picture is distinguished Toastmaster Farzana Chauhan from North America. I believe she's from Canada, and she is a very regular. In fact, we had pleasure of seeing her at different meetings, and she also visited a meeting of our club as well. Distinguished Toastmaster Farzana Chauhan is a global leader in business management and design. She has had a distinguished leadership journey in Toastmaster as a region advisor, and now she's a past region advisor and was bestowed with the highest award, that is Presidential Citation Award in 2017 in Vancouver, Canada. Distinguished Toastmaster Farzana Chauhan is also a doctor and an author, a speaker, a thought leader on leadership and mentoring. And she will be talking about the big picture, and that's going to guide the areas, the divisions, the district, and the region and the world headquarters, and she'll be sharing her thoughts on that. So I would like to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Farzana Chauhan. Over to you, Toastmaster Farzana Chauhan, with a big round of applause.
Good evening and assalamu alaikum everyone in District 122 TC. Thank you for having me. I am going to share my screen with the presentation. Let me know if it is visible. Can you see? Okay. Can you see my screen? Please give me thumbs up.
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay, all right. So as I have been listening to all the presentations and watching them, I have come to a realization that people are also sharing their thoughts in the chat. So all the officers, club officers and members on this call, if you want to share anything in the chat as we go through the presentation, please do so. I have been through a lot of training in my Toastmasters journey, and you will come to know about it as we progress. When I was given the title to present during this training session, it was about the big picture. And there are a lot of ways we can present a big picture. And I promise you, I am going to give you some numbers also during this presentation. But let me give you my perspective on what I think the big picture is. When I think of big picture, I think of the impact, whether it is the impact of the work you are doing or it is the impact of the Toastmasters. And there are three main components of that impact in my mind. One question which everyone should ask is why the word impact instead of a big picture? And the impact, it starts if you...
Jitim Fazana,
yes.
We can't see the picture. We can only see the folder.
You can only see the folder. That's what I was asking. Okay, hold on. Thank you. Because it's running on my computer.
It is the big picture.
Can you see it now? Can you see the
No.
slide?
No.
No, hold
Can
on.
you unshare and share again?
Yes, I will do that. Can you see the slide now?
Yes, we can.
Yes. You can? Okay. Okay. So that's where I started from about the big picture, but you can all see the slide, correct?
Yes. Yes, we can now.
Okay. So in my mind, when we talk about a big picture in any scenario, it is more about the impact. Why we use the word impact? Because impact is if we want to plant a seed and want to see it grow in a strong tree, you have to look at the structural context, the nourishment which goes around the seed to make it a strong tree. Because there are a lot of seeds planted in the world, but every seed does not become a good tree. And as a territorial council, the seed has been planted and how it will grow into a good tree, that's what we are looking at. in my mind, there are three components of that structural context: motivation, inspiration, and transformation. Let's look at these three components. All of you are here, each one of you are here on this call as part of the training because you are motivated. You are motivated in some way. Now, we get motivated about a lot of things. We want to climb Mount Everest also. We are motivated to do, at least some of you, I hope. But does that motivation become such an inspiration from your heart that you put everything in it? That inspiration actually lead you to the transformation. Is it still making sense to everyone? So the journey of transformation begins with motivation. I am going to share my story of motivation briefly, and I will encourage you to share your story if you want to, if you would like us to know about it. We are adults, we are professionals, we are very successful in our life. Why we are motivated to do a public speaking? In our mind, we want to be like the person on the left-hand side of the screen. When we present, everyone listen to us and enjoy it. But when actually we get to speaking, we feel like the person on the right-hand side. The spotlight is on us and everyone is looking at us and we know them even, but still we feel like we don't know what we are doing. That was exactly my experience, which motivated me to go and find a place where I can improve my speaking skills. That was the only small objective I had. What happened after that? I joined a Toastmasters club after a lot of thinking and a lot of finding out different information about it, but just a brief information that it overcomes your fear of public speaking. When I was when I became a member, I was like a fresh off the boat. How many of you know the expression fresh off the boat? Raise your hand virtually. Okay, Vanessa, thank you. But it is, and I did not realize as a member that how fresh off the boat I am. I had 2 degrees, I was doing very well in my profession. Why do I care about Toastmasters? I had no idea about Toastmasters and its structure, and there was no reason that I should know about it. There was a big wide space about Toastmasters in my life, except that I was a member. Luckily for me, the club I joined, one of the clubs, I was member of 3 clubs at that time. One of the clubs I joined, there was a past international director and his wife, whom were the members. And he is one of the most decent gentlemen I have come across in my life. So Chuck encouraged me, along with every other thing during my membership in that club, to go come with them and attend the international convention. Now, international convention was some 3 hours flight away. It's a long distance from where we were. And I had no registration and I had no hotel room. And he helped me go through all that process. I still was not sure why I am attending the international convention, but it sounded like something good to do. I still call it an accident, which was meant to happen. When I got to the convention the next day in the morning, I was standing in a line at Starbucks inside the hotel, and someone asked me, as it was a long line to get a tea, asked me, how long was your flight? And I said, oh my God, it was really long. It was 3 hours long and it took such a long time and everything else. You know, when someone asks us, we like to give them a really good answer, long answer. And then after I was done, I asked him, I said, how long was your flight? And he looked at me, smiled and said, not that long. And I said, oh, really? Why? Where are you coming from? And he said, it was 16 hours long. I'm coming from Australia. My reaction was exactly this. I was speechless. Why someone will travel from Australia to USA to attend an international convention on their own money. Toastmasters does not pay anyone, and actually you are paying for registration and hotel and everything else. So even at that time, it is about $3,000 to $4,000 or $5,000. That started the question in the line where we all are coming from. As I said, I was FOB, I was fresh off the boat. So I heard everyone's telling that where they are coming from. No one was local except for the host committee and people in that region in Nevada. But everyone else traveled, not only from USA and Canada, but other countries around the world. That became a source of inspiration. Those of you who have attended or seen the Toastmasters International Convention, the flag, the parade of the flags, that gives you the range of those 146 countries where Toastmasters is. That, my friends, is the source of inspiration. That is the big picture you get. The picture on the left-hand side of a small White House is in Illinois, where Dr. Smedley was actually born, and I had an honor of visiting it. So from that humble beginning in some 90 plus years ago to the point where Toastmasters is so big, that was the source of inspiration for me. That put me on a journey to know more and gain more knowledge about Toastmasters. What does this do? The more you learn about Toastmasters, the more deeply you are inspired by it and how it serves its members, it starts transforming your life. And I guarantee you, it will transform your life when you get the true spirit of it. It started transforming my life. This picture is not a picture from Google. It is actually a picture of volunteers in 2017 International Convention in Vancouver. And I am somewhere there in the middle of it. But there are some 300 people who, along with giving their money, they also volunteer their time at the international conventions and serve. We all are serving as club officers, as district leaders in Toastmasters. We are providing service. And I'll talk more about the concept of service. I know that in our parts of the world, in our region, the word service, servant leadership, or servant is considered more as a negative connotation, but I will encourage you to get some more knowledge and read about servant leadership and what it means. So going back, as a club officer, in first 4 years of my Toastmasters journey, I never asked for any club officer roles. I felt I was not qualified enough. I was not competent enough to do any role. But as I talked about Chuck, he and some other people, they always will encourage me and nudge me to take a club officer role. So as I am saying, I never asked for any role, but since the beginning, after the first 6 months, I have done all the club officers role in my clubs, in my different clubs. And that is very critical, because what you learn as a club officer is the value which will live with you for the rest of your life, not just in Toastmasters, but whatever you are doing. So that is what I started upon after becoming inspiration. And once you have that inspiration, you are transformed as a person, as a leader, as a professional, as an entrepreneur. It transformed me, and it put me on a higher leadership path. So from club officers, you get enough foundational training, you become, you go into area officer roles, and then into division, and then into district leadership team. It's not just district trio, district leadership team. I have a lot of members which learn a lot of things, and it gives you a solid transformation. So that so right now, most of you are club officers. From the level where you are a club officer and serving 20 members of your club, you can become, for my journey, I became, so far I have come to a region advisor role. So from club officer of 20 members, I am a region advisor. I was a region advisor where there were 22,000 members. Do you see how the journey takes off? It's slow, it's gradual, but it gives you that transformation that you are confident about it. as I said, I promise I will share some numbers with you. In terms of the impact, going back to the big picture and the impact of Toastmasters as of July 1, 2019, you can see a color-coded graph on slide, which tells you that how many countries have more than 2,000 clubs and less than that. So can you see where Pakistan stands? Pakistan is on 11 to 25. If you can figure out, can you see where Pakistan is on the map? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So your neighboring countries have 500 to 1,000 clubs, and they are on a great growth path. The highest number of Toastmasters clubs are in North America because that's where Toastmasters started. But India and China are fast catching up, and I am really hopeful that Pakistan will have the similar growth pattern. Any questions so far? Okay. Now, some other interesting statistics from Statistics on Toastmasters website. The average age of Toastmasters member is 45, which is not true in Pakistan's case because Pakistan has the largest percentage of young population in the world. So I hope when we are looking at the Pakistan's statistics, it will be different. And then they talk about interesting facts that 41% have master's degree and 78% have a bachelor's degree. But the one statistic on the bottom of the right-hand side, do you see the gender percentage? From 1973, when women were first time allowed in Toastmasters International, now the membership of women in Toastmasters around the world is 53.7% as compared to males. So now males have to do some catching up. But with that, let's look at the members' demographics by region. Again, do you see Pakistan's map and where it falls? We are less than 45% in female membership, while Toastmasters gender balance is around 53.7% females. And our country, Pakistan's population is, I think, 51% plus in terms of female population. So I will let you all do the maths that you want to grow your female membership also as you are growing your territorial council into the district. Hope this makes sense to you, right? Okay. What else do we have in terms of number? Well, we are at this moment, we are 358,000 plus members, give and take. After COVID, we will figure out what is the number. But people join, as I said in the beginning, and you all will share the similar experiences. They join to become more effective speakers. They want to gain confidence in speaking. They want to be better presenter. And Pathways is one of the ways people are learning more professional skills. And the most followed pathways are presentation mastery and dynamic leadership. Okay. The question here is that how Toastmasters have been able to achieve all this. Do you look at the map of the service to members? How many of you have seen that? I want to see raise of hands. How many of you have seen that map of service to membership? Okay. I'm not seeing all the hands raised. That is alarming for me. Question here is an organization which can grow in 146 countries with 358,000 members, how it is possible, how that big picture have been possible. It has been possible through the organizational model of leadership and where the hierarchy is inverted. In the traditional leadership world, we think leaders come at the top of the chart. No, if you look at the service membership chart, members are first. Members are the topmost in Toastmasters organizational chart. If you are not serving your members, if we are not providing the quality to our members, then organization cannot do that well. So when members are first, the club officers come from those members. The club officers are the club members, and they are the second in critical mass of the club. So I want to congratulate each one of you who have taken up the club officer roles, and when you are so new in Toastmasters also, because that's where we go from. When members come first, we are going to provide service to them. I will highly encourage everyone to look at the servant leadership model, because that really helps in growing your club, providing quality to your club members, and transforming yourself as a leader. Toastmasters International also constantly strive to improve the professionalism, the program, the education we offer, the way we communicate, the way we learn, lead, and serve. And that's why we have moved from education program to education program. Pathways has been introduced in last few years, and that is the latest education program to align with what is happening in the world, in the corporate world and entrepreneurial and professional world. So it constantly strives to do better. If they would have said, oh, what we introduced 50 years ago, that is good enough, and we will use the same model, then that is not growth. That is not a growth model. So think about it, and if you get an information which is old or dated, do question it, analyze it, and try to grow yourself on a very professional way. That is the only way organization has survived and thrived, based on these principles. Let me again emphasize that what is the core of Toastmasters? Club members are the foundation of our program, and as a member, each one of us should do all roles in the club. If you are a club officer, I hope you will consider doing all the club officer roles, not just the president or vice president roles. Each role is important, and it gives you new skills to grow as a leader. And this prepares you for the higher leadership in Toastmasters International. That is the only way I was able to move forward. And after that, the area councils are again very important, and then division councils and region advisors come, and then international officers. If you look at this chart more closely, World Headquarters is serving everyone. They are at the bottom of this service map. I want to ask a fun fact. Does anyone know how many area directors are there in the world? I want to see it in the chat. Anyone? Tala, are you seeing any answers? Because I cannot see.
So far, there's silence.
I have the number. I will tell you the number, but I want to see what the guesswork is. So, okay, go ahead.
1,500, someone said must be huge number.
No, okay, we have to do a quick math in our mind if we understand the map of the Toastmasters organization. So if there are close to 16,800 clubs in the world, how many club officers are there, correct? Give and take 16,800 multiplied by 7?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a huge number. But as the leadership skills grow, you become part of a coveted group. So I asked the international director to give me numbers, and I got the number is that area directors in the world, those of you who are area directors on this call, they are 4,000, okay? And then how many division directors are there? And I don't think that these numbers are available, so that's why it's fun to look at it. Yes?
Going by averages, there must be like 122 districts, and so around 1,000 or so.
Anyone else?
629.
I have to ask Kashif how you came up with that number.
There's a method to my madness.
Okay, there is a method to my madness. Okay, I was trying to do a method, but then I relied on the Toast World Headquarter information. There are 900 members. So you both, 900 division directors. So you both are kind of, you can aggregate each other. So what I am trying to say over here is that the club officer roles you perform, that if you really learn it, that prepares you to go higher up and become part of the more senior experienced leaders. Area leadership is one of the next steps, and then division leadership, and then district team leadership roles. And after that, it's up to you. You want to go and become part of the board of directors as region advisors as next step, and then you can run for international officers, which include the list. So I am going to, I hope I will inspire you to take up those roles also. I know my time is up, but I will take 2 more minutes. I want to say this, and there are 2 slides. The flag you carry as a member. When I carried that flag, I was a member. As an officer, as an area officer, division, district leadership team, and beyond, in your own life also, in your professional and business life, it transforms you and expand your vision, where you carry a flag on the international stage. That's the highest honor you can get. As part of a very diverse organization, these pictures are real. Where serving members makes you trusted leaders. Do you see the picture on the bottom where most of the women are wearing red? I am there. I am a district director. At that time, I was a district director in North America. I am the only one who looks different. It did not stop my district members to have a trust and respect for me. As a Toastmasters, you can be in any part of the world, and if you have an inspiration to serve and transform the lives of the members, they will come around you, and you will become part of the larger group. So the question we begin from for this presentation is the big picture. If you understand the true spirit of this Toastmasters program as a marker of an authentic giving, authentic means you are authentic as a human being. Giving means the sincerity without asking for a return favor. Then, my friends, Toastmasters is bigger than life, and I truly believe in it. It has motivated, it has inspired, it has transformed my life, and it will do the same for you. You just have to do it. Okay. Thank you, Tala.
So much, DTM Farzana. And over to you, Toastmaster Kashif. Kashif, you're silent, buddy.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Farzana, for providing us with a bigger picture. And I'm sure you might have inspired a few people to become the international president of Toastmasters from Pakistan. And I think we have a clarity now. So that was a wonderful presentation. And now moving on to our next presentation, and I'm going to introduce someone who literally doesn't need any introduction. He is our first ever district director. And right now he's the immediate past district director, distinguished Toastmaster Sameer Dhuri. He, by profession, he is an engineer. He, in Pakistan perspective, he is a very, very seasoned Toastmaster, and he has been a Toastmaster since 2005. And he was instrumental in making Pakistan to become first district in the world to become SMEDI distinguished last year. And also, I think something that I didn't get in his intro, but I also congratulate him and I give him credit for holding a very first election in our district, a very well-conducted election. So without much further ado, talking about election and votes, distinguished Toastmaster Samir Dori is going to talk about making your vote count in an international convention. So over to you, sir. With your round of applause, distinguished Toastmaster Samir Dori.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kashif. I appreciate it. Before we start, I just want to have a very quick Zoom poll. And I would only like the president, and if the president of the club is not the secretary, to answer this Zoom poll. Has your club assigned a proxy holder for the International Convention business meeting? So I think, Tala, can you please put the Zoom poll? Yes. Just put it, let's have a minute, say either yes or no, and it could be the president. And if the president is not there, then the secretary has to put this through. Okay. I think we can end polling now. That's good enough. Okay, thank you.
You can see the results, DTM Samir?
Yes. Yes. So it seems that most people have not done so, but okay, no issue at all. That's why we are here. Okay. So if you could just stop the polling, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Hold on, please. Anyway, I'll just start. Okay. The thing is that you all know that the international convention is coming up. And I would like everybody, all of us, to be there because there'll be a lot of things. So all members should be there, but I'm here to talk about the annual business meeting. And that is a very special time indeed. So I've also given the links above. For example, for the annual convention, you want to know the agenda, you want to know what's going on, just click on it. We'll share the presentation in a little while. Okay, so then the annual business meeting, why is it important? It is important because Toastmasters is a democracy, and in a democracy, your vote counts. It's going to be on Friday, the business meeting, 12 to 4 p.m. GMT, Pakistan time, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And this is a totally unique opportunity because you see, usually someone has to be present in the convention, and that is very rare. So people usually give a proxy and they send somebody across, or they give it to the district director or whatever. But now each club can vote directly. Physical presence is not required. And you have the honor of electing the international directors, and you also can make changes to the Toastmasters Constitution, proposal A and B, and I'll just go through that. So basically, after the 28th, usually what happens is that people vote, and the votes are given immediately, and the results come on the screen within minutes. But because there are so many people who will be voting, they are going to give 24 hours for the people to vote, and I'll explain to you how the vote will happen exactly. So there'll be two sessions. One, the vote for the international directors. Now you're all part of Region 11, but do you know that you can vote for any director at all? And right now we are having elections for Region 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. So 7 of the 14 international directors have to be voted on. And as a sample, I've given Region 2, there are 2 people. And the thing is, the link is above. Look at the presentation, and we'll share it with you. And you can read the biodata and the details of all the people. So, and then you can make a decision. Who do you want to vote for? And as I said, your vote will make a difference because you will decide who will be there from these regions. The international directors depend on the clubs, and the clubs depend on the members. So all of these people have to, and you have a part in making sure that the people you want come up there. Now there are two proposals. I'll go to, okay, so I'm not going to be putting all of the regions. You can look it up on the website, but essentially you have a lot of choices. Now we'll go to the two proposals, proposal A and B this year, which are very important. The proposal A, and this is something that is a point of contention and people are talking about it. I suggest you read the details and you make a decision. There are two things. Currently, we have 14 regions. 14 regions will now be cut down to 7 regions. So we'll be having huge regions. Pakistan right now belongs in region 11, which has Pakistan, Arab countries, and Africa. And now we'll also be having Europe. So it will be a mega region as such. Plus, they'll also be increasing the maximum percentage from 15 to 20% of the clubs for one region. So I think the regions are going to be a lot bigger. As I said, there are mixed reactions because some people say it's a very good idea, including many of the people at World Headquarters, because they feel they'll be having 2 directors in each region. So they'll be able to give bigger support. Others feel that perhaps smaller districts will never get a chance because you'll have such a huge pool of people for one international directorship that it's going to make things difficult. But again, it's totally and absolutely up to you. You can see the videos, you can see the details, you can see everything on the website. The choice is yours. And again, as I said, if the clubs decide they don't want it, it won't happen. So this is why it's so important to vote. Proposal B, and this is not contentious, it's essentially that basically in case of a disciplinary committee misconduct, the people have more asked to look at the evidence. So this is of absolutely no controversy whatsoever. So these are the two main proposals that will be put up. And if you register and vote, you will decide in the direction that Toastmasters International will go for. So it's important that you register. Okay, now again, we come to the how of it. How? And again, please click on the links. This will be sent to you. Click on the links and you'll be able to see all the information. I have given a very short summary. Each club gets 2 votes, and the 2 officers who are assigned for the proxy, who are the ones who can actually assign the proxy? Club president and club secretary. So VP education, VP membership, nobody else can do it. People sometimes think that club secretary is not a very important role, but I assure you, it is a very important role in this. So the only 2 people who can assign the proxy, and the proxy can be the president, the proxy can be somebody else, but they're the only 2 people who have access to the proxy. And even if the club president or secretary, in a business meeting, they tell the club president that please, you be our proxy. Yes, that's fine. But you have to assign yourself. You have to log on and say that this person will be our proxy, and this person has been given the authority to vote. There are 3 options. Number 1, a delegate from the club, usually it's the president or the secretary. It could be the VP education, it could be anybody at all, depends on the club. Or you can give the honor to the district director, or you can even assign another active member. We had a very strange experience like 3 years ago when this gentleman from Arabia suddenly wrote to our club and saying, I'm attending the club, the annual convention, and I want your proxy. And we said, sir, who are you? And I mean, it was very abrupt, but you can even assign a proxy to some person even out of the country. It's totally on you. But since you have now the choice to be at the virtual convention yourself, I would say keep the vote in your hand because it's important. How can you assign a proxy holder? Well, either the club president or secretary, go to Club Central, log in, select, click on the club proxy, and then you can give the proxy to whoever you want. And up to when can you do this? 18th August. So you have 2 or 3 days. I would suggest that by Monday, you please do this. And again, as I said, you can even have a business meeting later on, and then you can decide on exactly what kind of proxy they'll be. There are 2 types of proxies. One of them is like instructed proxy, like the club in the business meeting say, you know, we love this international director, and because of that, we want you to vote for him or her. Then the proxy has to vote for that person because that's a direct instruction from the club members. So you see, the club members are the most important. Even though the president might be going, the secretary might be going, anybody can go. But if the members say that we decide and we want you to vote in this way for proposition A, or we want you to vote for this member or this international director, that person has to follow the instructions. And the other option is uninstructed proxy, meaning that you tell the proxy, the president, the secretary, or whoever that, look, you can vote for whoever you want. You can vote however you want. We trust you. And I would really like everyone to please register before the 18th. We had Rosie Rana, a beautiful lady, a wonderful person, a brilliant Toastmaster from East Africa. They were the territorial council before us. And you know what? They had 100% of the proxies at the meeting in USA last year. So each and every club, and they were honored. There were only 3 districts who gave 100, on which 100% of the clubs assigned proxies. And they mentioned that these are the 3 districts who have 100% proxy holders here. And that was an honor. So please assign it, please vote, because you can make a difference. Later on, don't say, "Ke, yaar, ye kya ho gaya? What happened? Why did Toastmasters do this? Why did this happen? Why did that happen?" Well, if you didn't vote, you can't ask. You vote, you can choose. So please vote for Pakistan, and please read the links. When the presentation is shared, read it very carefully. Don't just go, who cares, kya hoga, what difference can we make? You can make a difference. Your vote matters. Toastmasters International can do nothing unless the members will it so. It's a democracy. Make use of it. Over to you, Toastmaster Kashif. And if you have any questions, I think I have 1 minute left. And even if you do, if you want to, you can email it to me. You can send me a message, or best of all, you can read this on the links when we share the presentation with you, because as I said, we are all learning, and everything is put in a very simple way. Vote for Pakistan. Over to you.
Thank you so very much, distinguished Toastmaster Samir Jori. And we know the power of a vote now. Thank you so much once again. Just a very, very quick reminder, please do fill out the feedback form, as that will be used to mark your attendance for the session. So now, talking about Pakistan and talking about future, we have our own leader and the current district director, distinguished Toastmaster Zunair Zafar. And let me tell you, I did not get an intro from him, so I'm going to test my impromptu speaking skills and introduce him for today's session. Distinguished Toastmaster Zunair Zafar is chartered accountant by profession, and a very avid Toastmaster, a very willing Toastmaster. You often see him sometimes twice a day in different meetings, very passionate. So without much further ado, let me welcome our District Director, distinguished Toastmaster Zunair Zafar, and he'll be talking about looking into the future. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Zunair Zafar. Zunair, your mic is turned off. You're doing Kashif.
Thank you, Kashif. No, I was not doing Kashif. I was made to do Kashif because my mic was muted by the host, and at this moment, I was not the host. So thank you, everyone. This brings us to the last thing in the three-day session of Club Officer Training, and I know I'm the only one standing in your way, and the training to finally end. Hopefully, you enjoyed most of it, and you got to learn something from out of it. Now, I had put in this topic right at the start when we were planning Club Officer Training that towards the end, let's talk about the future, and it was to be me, myself. But during today's session, I was thinking what to speak on. A lot amazing stuff has been covered, and clearly very little has been left for me. But still, I managed to find out a number of things that I wanted to cover. So, looking into the future, first of all, before we look into the future, let's first understand where we do stand and what's our current standing, so that we can establish what our future will look like. Our session started today with the area directors presenting the club success plans, and these club success plans will then lead into the area success plan, the division success plan, and the district success plan. And this is the direction. The direction of all of these will be the direction of our future. So let me tell you, I listened very keenly about all the reports that were presented by the area directors, and I was waiting for something to come which would make me jump out of my seat. Like, whoa, what is this happening? Like, that's a big challenge. And it did not happen. I was expecting something amazing, something which is beyond ordinary. And frankly, I heard a number of things. I heard that some clubs want to grow their membership by 30%. For clubs with 20, that's 6 more members. For clubs with 30 base, that's like 9 more members. Come on, you can do better than that. I heard about clubs wanting to become President Distinguished. Hey, you were President Distinguished last year as well, or maybe 3 years in a row. You can be President Distinguished again. But is there something challenging enough? Is this something that would set you apart from all the past XComs? Not really. The problem with already being on an amazing place is that you have to be extraordinary to make a mark. And I was looking for that. I'm still looking for that. So put in something that is challenging, even for your own self, your own club. You might be a part of a club where things have been going amazing. So what is that one thing that you will add to this club, which the next club officers, the next club members, and all the members will remember that, hey, this person brought our club from a height to another extraordinary height. If you can't think of something, if you haven't thought of something, think of something. You can revise your club officers plan. You can revise them throughout the year. If you hit your plans, let's say 6 months down the lane, 1 quarter down the lane, you can keep on revising them. But think of something, think of a bigger challenge. Let me give you an example. Last year, one club in our district, which was, well, it's an old club, but it wasn't like, with a huge membership. It had reasonable membership, and they took on a challenge. They decided that this year, what we're going to do is to grow our club to a limit and then break it into 2 clubs. That was a big challenge at that time for them, but they were able to achieve it within 4 months. How? By taking on that challenge. When they took on that challenge, they put in a kind of effort that was required to achieve it, and they achieved it. So, can that club do it again this year? I would like to think so. Can your club do it? Why not? If any other club can do it, your club can also do that. So take on a challenge which excites you and which will take you on your toes, which will make you frightened, because only then you will be able to put in the kind of effort that is required to achieve it. And Toastmasters is a place where you can fail. And let me tell you, before you hit rock bottom, there will be many other layers, many other people who will come in to rescue you, support you in finally achieving whatever ridiculous dream that you have. So take on that dream. Think of something big, think of something huge. And I understand if it's a big challenge, then who will do it? 7 club officers doing something or everything for the club is really difficult. I can understand. I've been in those shoes. I can still experience that within the district. We are a new district, and we have started our year, and we have already hit our limits. We have had these discussions. Hey, we can do all this stuff by ourselves. A couple of people within the district executive committee. And we are going to expand our committee and bring in a lot more people within those committees to help us achieve those goals that we have. And you need to do the same. If you've noticed, within the club officers, out of the 7 ones, other than president, there are 3 others who have the name vice president. So why are they vice president? Why is the treasurer not vice president treasury? The reason is that all vice presidents are supposed to have committees with them. Education is not one person's job. Membership and PR are not one person's job. They are a team's job. So bring in a bigger team to work on them. Even if it's 2 more persons, even if it's 1 more person, there need to be people who support you in these roles. As VP Education, you need to have support. As VP Membership, as VP PR, you need to have support of people. And these people should be members of your club. Club cannot be run by 7 people. Club has to be run by all the members. Members should not be expecting that, hey, they can simply come a meeting right on time, have a good time, go back, not even think about it. Everyone needs to think about the club of what they want in order to achieve that. And for that, you have to make that effort. Start sharing your things with other people. Bring on more people within your team so that your teams get more inclusive, everyone gets involved, and you can achieve more delegation. Also, another thing that I would like to highlight here is you need to think outside of your box. And when I say your box is that club. Now, everything amazing happens within a club. That's the way Toastmasters things happen. Within Toastmasters, everything amazing happens within a club. However, if you limit yourself to only your club, your box, then you will never be able to break the limits of that club. Maybe your club has 20 members, maybe it has 30, 40, or 60 members. But that's the only limit that you are hitting for. Why not think of an event where you can have 500 people? Everyone can do that. It's not just the district that can do that. The clubs and the members can do everything. All the members on the district, all the officers on the district, what they are doing is not because they have a title. It's because they are thinking of doing something bigger. And if you take out these titles, everything that we are doing can still be done. So break those barriers. Think about something bigger. Think about having an event in which you invite, let's say, 20 clubs from within Pakistan, from outside Pakistan. Think of an event where you can have people of maybe students, 1,000 students from many cities. Why not? Everything is possible. And the way of doing it is when you're taking on a role, when you're taking on any project, let's say any of your members is taking a level 3 or level 4 project. There was a project about doing a panel discussion. Now, most people what they do is within their club meeting, they take time from the VP Education, 15 to 20 minutes, they perform a panel discussion in that about any of the topics that's happening, and they have done their project. Great. But it can also be done in a way where you're sitting on a huge stage, filled with in an auditorium filled with people. Nothing directly to do with Toastmasters. You have Toastmasters sitting there who are evaluating you, who are timing you. From home, you are going to take feedback later, but you are prepared for something that's outside your box of your club and maybe outside the box of Toastmasters. And when you do that, you let everyone know that I'm doing it because it's a project that I'm required to do in my club, in my pathway, and I decided to do it outside the club in a bigger gathering. And people will get to know, hey, Toastmasters is something that gets you to do something bigger than yourself. So try doing that. Encourage your members to do these projects, take up roles which have to be done or may be done outside their clubs, so that you can break that barrier of yours and think outside of your box. Next up is grow to learn. Now, usually it's learn to grow, but I'm intentionally saying grow to learn. And the reason for that is in Toastmasters, when your club grows, when your area grows, when your district grows, when the membership grows, when everything grows, you learn more. When I joined Toastmasters in my city in Lahore, there were 3 clubs. Right now, there are 10 clubs. The kind of learning opportunities that exist now couldn't be even thought of at that time. And that was just 7 years ago. Oh my God, I'm an old person clearly. But the kind of learning opportunities that we have now, that available to the people, those are amazing. And I can see that. You will also be able to see when you grow from a club of, let's say, 20 members to 30 to 35 to 40 to 50. The kind of learning that you will have will be a lot more. Similarly, when the district grows, every level, areas will have a lot more competition. Divisions will be huge, as big or even bigger than the current size of our district. The district will be something so gigantic that if you are able to make a mark on the district, you will definitely be able to make a mark worldwide. So help us grow. And how can you grow? So there are around 700 members of District 122 at this moment. Can you think of one place where you can start a Toastmasters Club? Everyone can do that. So if 700, we have 700 leads, 700 people can think of ways to grow. And let's say only 10% of those leads turn out to be successful. That's still, 10% is still 70 clubs. 70 clubs. How is that impossible? It's so easy to achieve only if everyone is aligned. Only if you believe that you need to grow. And let me tell you, the growth that you get while starting a new Toastmasters club, that's bringing all of your learning in the communication tracks, in your pathways into practice. You have to convince people. You have to conduct meetings to tell them how it is to be done. You have to go out, meet new people, network with them, connect them, convince them, tell them, and then motivate them. All of the skills that we learn in a Toastmasters meeting, in our regular meetings in a club, that's bringing all of that into practice. And we are here to practice. We are here to learn by doing. So let's do things. Let's bring them into a practice board. And when that club will grow, when you'll grow from one club to two clubs to three clubs, when you're a member of more than one club or you're connected with more than one clubs, I can bet you that you will learn multi-folds. Another thing that I noticed, I was ready for that and it never happened, was that nobody asked for anything. I heard through all the club success plans, and there is something that you're required to write, resources. So none of the clubs mentioned any resources that were required from the district or any of their offices. So clearly, I know you can achieve a lot without our help. But the point is that these resources are available. And if you tap into them, if you demand something from us, we can help you and it can bring you even to a higher level. So nobody asked for some sort of training from us. Nobody asked for some kind of support. Nobody really asked us from, they need mentors. There was one thing about mentors which they mentioned they're asking other clubs, but they're doing it on their own. So nobody is coming to us and asking us for any kind of support. We do have the resources. In terms of, as a district, we are connected with all the clubs. We have structures here, division directors, area directors, and their teams, and they are more connected. So if a club comes to us and says, hey, this is something that we need, and it's something that is aligned with the district's direction, we would definitely want to help you, because ideas and operations, these are two things. Now, if we do both of the things, if we come up with the ideas and we work on those things, we make them possible, then it's us controlling everything. One of the things has to be taken by all of you. Either you come up with good ideas or you help us in achieving those. We can come up with ideas, but we would definitely want you to do that, because we are here to support you. We are here to provide you the platform. District is nothing but a platform that connects all of us. So if you come up with good ideas, great ideas, we can provide you with those resources that can make them happen. So let's say you plan on a meeting which is worldwide, one club from every country of the world, and a club has taken the challenge, any member has taken it as their HPL project. We would love to help you with that, but you have to come up with those ideas. I've given you one idea that I just got. Think of something crazy. Think of something that will frighten you. And last but not least, we were talking about, this was all about looking into the future. What is our future? Now I can tell you what the way I see the future is, and everyone else can do that. But the truth is, our future will be what we make it. Your future is something that you make. And the combined future of Toastmasters and District 122 in Pakistan is something that all of us think of, all of us share, and all of us work together. So who is going to make that? to envision that future. I can do that. But this district does not only belong to me. As district director, it's something I can do, but I don't want to do. I want to have this vision coming from all of you, a joint vision that all of us have. One district, 5 districts, or something else. Of course, it may not be possible within 1 year, and that's not one team's job. It's an ongoing thing. It's like a baton that passed on from one leader to another leader, to the third one, and it's an ongoing thing. But it has to be something that really keeps us going, that keeps us motivated, so that when I take on something from a past predecessor, it motivates me that, hey, this is something that we have been working on, let's keep on working it. And I might not be able to achieve, but when it does happen, as many years ago, then I'll be able to say, hey, I was a part of this. And all of you will be able to say that you were all part of it. You were all sharing this vision. You all made your efforts of achieving this and dreaming it. So dream big and ask for resources. And then we'll work together in getting those resources. Maybe our district doesn't have enough money. We'll go out and raise funds. Maybe we don't have enough technical people for something. We'll go out, convince people to join Toastmasters, and then get them to work on something. Join us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to update my virtual background so that you can see the things that I mentioned, so that if you have missed, you can still remember what these 6 things are. 5 actually, the last one is just make your own future. These are the 5 things that I want to share with you. And the 6th one being, you need to make your own future. Our future. The future that will excite us. The future that will keep us going. Right now, we are working towards making one district. But that's not our vision. That's something that we know we will be able to do. It's the target that doesn't really challenge us. Because, hey, we were 20, we came to 30, we can get to 45, we can get to 60, we can jump straight to 65 in 1 year, who knows? But it's not really a challenge. A challenge is something that will keep us going. So think of something big. Something that will frighten us, get us to jump out of our chairs. Hey, what is this person saying? Do we have to do this? And something on which we can then work on together to achieve that dream, and so that a decade later, we can tell our kids or the fresh Toastmasters in our district at that time that, hey, I was there when we were dreaming this thing, and we came up with this idea, and I put this smaller portion of the bigger picture in this thing. So with this, I would like to hand over the control back to the program quality director. I would like to thank you all for your time that you must have taken out for this very extensive training. The idea behind the training was to give you a feeler of many of the things and not make you expert of anything, because we can still conduct all of these trainings only if you ask us to do that. So you have to ask us, you have to demand from us, and you have to make us do it, because only then we will be on our toes and knowing that we have to go back and we have to reply and convince our members that, hey, we are doing all in our all that is possible to be done. And then only then we'll be asking you that, hey, this is a big thing, we can't do it, so come join us. So come join us, make our own future. Thank you for your time. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmasters winners. So far, you didn't do a me, but I did a you. Check out my virtual background. So wonderful, inspiring, and always very motivating to listen to you. So now I'm going to introduce one man that stands between all of you and the dinner. That is distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. As they say, what goes around comes around. So I'm going to return the favor and introduce one of the most humble man probably on this planet. He is our program quality director. No surprises, he's also a chartered accountant, and he's working as head of internal audit in one of the leading national organizations. A very passionate Toastmaster and a very helpful gentleman. So without much further ado, let me invite distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid for his closing remarks. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Talha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kashif Sagar, or I should say Area Director and speechathon inventor Kashif Sehgal. Thank you for that generous introduction. I have good news. Good news is that I have very little to say except sincere gratitude from the bottom of my heart to all the presenters today, to Saif Ali Sheikh Saab, to Samir Saab, to DTM Farzana Chauhan, and to all the others, to Rosie Rana. The sheer love that you have for all of us, for this community, is unparalleled. And as our district director alluded to, there's nothing that we cannot achieve with this level of love and support. And secondly, we all envision that we will be a district very soon. I hate to disagree with that. We can be a region very soon. So that's what we should target. We should target being a region, inshallah. And there's absolutely no reason that a nation of 220 million cannot become a region. Maybe in 5 years, maybe in 10 years, who cares? But one day we will get there. The important thing is to stay on the path. And thirdly, the dedication that all of you have shown by attending this training, as Zunair mentioned. He conveniently set all of you on me, because when you will demand trainings, I will be the target, but I would love to do it. And we are working on a district training plan. Inshallah, we'll be sharing it very soon. And I will also encourage areas and divisions to hold their own trainings. You're free to do it as long as you inform the PQD about its contents and everything. So go ahead and train. The last message that I'll give to everyone is that you are a Toastmaster, and the basis of Toastmasters is doing projects. When you do projects, you attract new members. When you do projects, you reach your goals. When you do projects, you increase your score in the Distinguished Club program, which in turn increases the score in area and division and district level. It was thanks to all of you, the dedication from all of you, that we achieved Smedley Distinguished last year. And inshallah, there's no reason that we won't achieve it this year. Just keep showing this dedication. Once again, my sincere gratitude to all of you, especially worrisome now, because I can see 50 or so participants and I've got 86 responses on the attendance form. So there is such a thing as too much of a good thing. But trust me, I'm a chartered accountant and I'll be doing an audit on that as well. So with that, I would just ask our Zoom master to take a group photo and then we can all sign off. Thank you for your patience and your dedication and your love. Over to you.
Thank you, everyone. Please turn on your cameras and let's have a group photo.
So if you thought you can attend this training without combing your hair or dressing up, this is the time that you regret.
You're even encouraged to make a pose because that's what's in these days. So yeah.
All right, we're done.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. And somebody told me that the etiquette to ending a Zoom meeting is that everybody keeps waving while we all leave. So let's start. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.